90% of the time online, like I will say something that's perfectly valid and people will just be like, yeah, but I don't agree. Pokimane comes out with the most tone deaf take in a while. Lol at HasanAbi. Rich people need to shut the f up sometimes. What happened? What happened now? Let me guess. Pokimane says something that if your favorite content creator said, you would probably celebrate, but because she said it and everybody hates her, it's becoming a big deal because all the most annoying people despise her. Is that what it is? Is that what happened? And then now I will throw my hat in the ring by making a take about it, and then everyone will yell at me too and call me a simp or whatever the I don't give a shit. Okay. She said Bezos is bad, the monster. What is this? What is the Pokimane take?
Someday we'll have a revolution like that in America. Right? It's getting there, right?
Yeah, we already have one.
Pokimane calls out rich people while being a multimillionaire. She gets corrected and then says about the ultra giga rich, not her.
What's going on?
The wealth disparity is getting bad.
The wage gap, I hate that shit.
No, wealth disparity.
Wealth disparity.
Wage gap is like between men and women. Men and women, we love each other.
Thanks.
And we hate the rich. Anyways. Too much.
Aren't you the rich?
No. Like the ultra rich. The ultra giga rich.
Wow. I'm very mad. I'm very mad at this. No, by my estimation, Pokimane is the wealthiest person on the planet. Why the f would she ever say that? I mean, yeah, she is rich. She misspoke. Like, what the f? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pokimane is lower middle class? No, the f she isn't. Shut up. Also, this class dynamic is idiotic anyway. The only class dynamic that you need to focus on is capital ownership versus wage labor. Oh my God. Bro, you can't deny it's tone deaf. It's exactly the type of shit I would have said, and then it would have gotten ethered, which it probably will. If Asmus said this and he would, Chuz would call him based. Yeah, of course Pokimane is rich. Of course. The irony here is that she is not responsible for the disparity of wealth. She's talking about systemic inequality born out of all of the super wealthy billionaires and corporate executives that have designed society in a way where you get over, and then you literally lose your shit at like a Twitch streamer saying that. You lose your shit at a Twitch streamer saying that. A Twitch streamer that does not have an issue, does not have any issue whatsoever with restoring some semblance of wealth equality. I don't know. I don't know why people do this. I mean, they do this to me all the time too. It's so stupid. Streamers themselves are not, they're not victims in any case. So it doesn't really matter. We are profoundly privileged. We are incredibly rich. We're incredibly lucky, and we certainly are in the bracket of like very fortunate people. But I think it's because of the the closeness that most streamers have to being normal people at a certain point in their lives, as opposed to like a guy who's been a multi-billionaire for the past decade or so. Most streamers have a much nicer and much better understanding of what it used to be like when they didn't have money, and therefore have takes like this. You want rich people to have takes like this. It's very annoying that people yell at rich people that have takes like this.
The unnecessarily
you have to clarify. They're gonna clip that, and it's gonna make you look bad.
Oh,
you gotta say the billionaires.
The billionaires.
Because you are rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be.
I mean, he was right, and they did clip it regardless. This is literally her being less dumb than everyone else in the room. Explaining the difference between millionaires and the ultra rich who control the country even out of office is so stupid. No, you don't understand, brother. You don't understand. It's actually Pokimane that is responsible for the disparity of wealth in this country. Actually, I prefer if she loved being rich and defending Jeff Bezos, because then I could be mad at her for that instead. Yeah, I wonder how that would work. Would that cause all the incels to be like revolutionary Marxists for a moment? I guess they LARP like that all the time. Yeah. Do you like Pokimane's content? My friend Isaac loves it, but she stole the rubber bands. Look. What is the stealing of the rubber bands? Isaac stole the rubber bands from Pokimane. Isaac Lima stole. What is this person saying, bro? Get out of here, dude. My cutoff for rich is private jet money. If you have private jet money, then you can survive a potential life-threatening medical emergency such as breast cancer without going entirely bankrupt or losing your house. There's like 10 streamers. Most of us are, wait, what? No, there are way more than 10 streamers who can potentially survive a potentially life-threatening medical emergency such as breast cancer without getting entirely bankrupt, for the record. That's a lot. Private jet money and surviving medical bankruptcy are entirely different brackets. Just so you understand. That's like, that is a very different bracket of wealth. Oh my God. Classic Dexerdo. My asshole. Look at this. Look. What did I tell you? I told you this was going to happen. Hasan defends Pokimane over "we hate the rich" comment that sparked controversy. Okay. Hasan addressed the viral clip defending his fellow Twitch streamer. He emphasized that most streamers, including Pokimane, have experienced with financial struggles before they were popular online, and so will have a better understanding of wealth inequality than the so-called ultra-rich. You want rich people to have takes like this. Very annoying that people yell at rich people that have takes like this, he said. I think it's because the close that most streamers have to being normal people at a certain point in their lives, as opposed to a guy who's been a multi-billionaire for the past decade or so. Most streamers have a much nicer and much better understanding of what it used to be like when they didn't have the money and therefore have takes like this. Pokimane hasn't spoken out since this clip. I can't, dude. 90% of the time online, like I will say something that's perfectly valid. And people will just be like, yeah, but I don't agree. Like, I don't like what you had to say. So fuck you. This is yet another indication that we have devolved as a society. I don't know. It's so stupid. Like, it's like the Korea take that I had. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that got so mad about what I said about North Korea, where I was like, yeah, this person has a rose-colored attitude about, you know, Democratic People's Republic of Korea being like this wonderful socialist utopia where everyone is doing great, right? And while that is like a rose-colored perspective that is not exactly true, the average American's assessment of North Korea is, especially in terms of like American involvement in North Korea, is so off base. New Ethan video on you being a non-amount. Wait, what? Dude, give it up. Okay, give me a break, dude. Please. Yeah, nobody believes this, okay? No one believes this. If you believe this, okay, if you are like, oh my God, I watched an Ethan Klein video and I found out that Hasan is a Nazi. Wow, I'm shocked. You are the biggest dumbass of all time, okay? Please. I'm sure that he is not so stupid that he quite literally was like, Hasan is actually a crypto Nazi shit. 1 second you're far left, next you're far right. Yeah. Please stop. Ay. Please, no H3. God. You said his name, so now chat has to spam it for the next 10 minutes? Yeah, okay.